close this guy here. And I think before we go ahead and dive into the product, I'll start with the quick demo for those of you who didn't see it. Right. So let's go ahead and see, what does it take to build something like that? And we have arranged all of the documentation, links, video links, guides into one page. It's called the Solar API Resources page, which will be available for everybody in the group. And of course, I'll share it again. And it contains three sections. One is a straight down hardcore documentation of the product and how each one of our APIs work. And it includes very elaborate description on what's needed to run those APIs. This is really useful if you know what APIs, what webhooks are, and you're interested to dive into the API and build your own solution. In addition, we've got a link to the coverage area of the service. We are using Google Solar and Google Maps. This is our data provider. So we're 100% reliant on them having the appropriate information. And if you want to see if Solar is available in your region, you can just click the link. It will take you into Solar API coverage. And here you can see where Solar is available. And there's a medium resolution and high resolution, which means that different regions are supported in a different way. So if your region is in an orange area, you've got really, really good imagery, really, really good information. If it's in blue, it will still work, but with slightly little accurate information. So you're welcome to check it and make sure that it works for your clients. Google made billions of dollars investment into solar. They have a goal to be the #1 provider of solar information worldwide. So we thought betting on them is a good way to provide global coverage. There are some local companies in different countries that provide additional information for the less covered data, but we're not connected to them yet. We use the Google information. In the future, maybe we'll add additional providers. So that's regarding the coverage area of the service. Then it goes to samples, and this is all the juicy information, demo videos. This is basically the demo that we've just shown, and in 2 hours, it will also include the deep dive that we just did right now. In addition, the Google Solar wrapped with the RealWave API comes with several samples that can help you use the API to build your solution. And the entire demo that you just saw here, we took it as is and created the Go High Level snapshot out of it, all the workflows, all the custom values. And the Go High Level snapshot is available here. You can just click it and download it to your sub account. We don't sell it, it's free. It's useless without the API, but you can still download it, learn how it works, and maybe use it for other things. So this is available for you to learn immediately. And we also added a snapshot guide. So if you're not an expert on configuring sub-accounts and custom values, you can still go to our document, and it'll just take you step by step. Install the demo snapshot, a list of custom values that you need to update to make it work. I think it's worth a while to maybe go quickly over the main ones. So when you go to, where is it? Solar API, it comes with quite a few custom values that are meant to configure Solar to your clients. And it includes things like your logo. So, we can show it in the report. Where is it? And when I open the PDF report, there's a logo here and there's text of the name of my company. So these come here, those custom values, you change them to your logo and company name, and this is what will appear here. We have already built in the configuration for the API. And then there's some additional configuration, financial parameters that would define how the financial calculator works. For example, what's the broker fee in dollars? What's the dealer fee in percent? What's the default energy price per kilowatt hour if the user did not provide one or we couldn't find it automatically? In the United States, we're using the Google Solar API to get an estimate value if the user did not know or did not enter their values. But outside the United States, you have to define a default value for that as a backup. Then we go to things like what's the annual percentage rate for the interest, the length of the loan. And these are all things, if you're not into solar, that are required to calculate the financed purchase. We've heard that not all our clients want to have this section at all. Some of them don't want to show it in the estimate, and that's completely possible. I'll show you how you can decide what kind of information you show here. And if you don't like the report, the default report that we did, you can create your own template. So these configurations are meant to for the default report. And then it goes to things like installation price per watt, which sets the installation price, and things like maximum roof segments for solar panels. Some homes have multiple roof segments, and not always you want to spread the panels all over them. So this allows you some sort of control over the optimization of the setup. So installing the snapshot is the first step, configuring the custom values, making sure that all of them are here. And the next step is to actually build the CloseBot side. And let's take a quick look at CloseBot. So we have the CloseBot configuration guide here, right below the Go High Level configuration. And when you click it, unfortunately, we can't just import a bot into CloseBot. Bryce, if you're hearing that, please take care of that. So we have our bot here. Where's my bot? There it is. SolarBot v2. And we'll go into the details of the bot in a second. We just wanted to have it open here. So the next link here is to the CloseBot configuration, and it's a simple yet tedious document that shows you how to configure this specific bot that we're using. And we'll give you step-by-step instructions, main settings, integration, triggers, tagging. These are all of the main bot settings, main prompt. And then we have the objectives. Sorry, it's still the old user interface. And then priority by priority, we just go detail by detail and let you know what's needed. The black fields are fields that are really important, and we wanted to make sure that you nail them. And the black fields with the yellow is things that we thought it's enough to put it in bold, but we got a lot of mistakes from people. For example, in the address, you need to fill in the property address and not the address. So there's some notes here, and just go over everything and create the bot. So installing the snapshot, creating the bot, and then it's time to actually see that it works. One more thing that you're required to fill in, and I just skip that quickly, is your RealWave API key. And this is in this key you get when you subscribe to the Solar API. And when you plug it in, Go High Level is able to go to our API and get a response for all the questions. So just to repeat again, we have our Go High Level snapshot installed and configured with the custom values, check. We have CloseBot created a bot. We go back and make sure that we have the RealWave key, and we have the Solar bot ID, which is the ID of the bot we just configured in CloseBot. Last but not least, we need to connect the sub-account to some sort of communication channel. In our case, we created both a Facebook page and connected Messenger to it directly. And also just to help our clients, Solar Web. I spent literally 2 minutes creating a website in Go High Level and incorporating the chat widget in it. And they have Solar templates. So literally took me 2 minutes to create this with the bot here using the chat widget. So this is also something that you can do for your client, create a website, put their logo here, some graphics, and 5 minutes, you've got a working demo with Solar integrated. All right, so let's see how it works. So the demo starts, let me put it in full screen. Come on, you can do it, yes. Okay, so where's Vision? Solar API. Oh. Thank you, Facebook. Let's stay here. Okay, so the demo starts with us basically asking the bot, saying something, and the bot starts with figuring out our email address. You don't have to collect email address. We wanted to collect email address in our demo. So when people run through the demo, we can add them as leads to our Go High Level account. And also to be able to send them the PDF report over email, but it's not something that you have to collect. So it's asking for my email. And there you go, here's my email address. The next thing we're asking is the address, and that's the address for which we are going to provide the service or the proposal. So that's an important part. Let me just... so we collect the address and save it in the property address field. And as soon as we fill in the address and update the property address, something starts happening. CloseBot just says, hey, thank you. We're just, we'll be back to you in a minute. Thanks for providing the address. And suddenly something takes over and starts providing me with the information, the rooftop, the sun influx, and it's asking me for my power bill, either typing it or sending an image or a PDF. So how does this happen? It's actually really simple. When the address gets filled in and property address gets populated, something gets triggered behind the scenes. And let's go back to our sub account. When we go to automation, you'll find a new folder here called RealWave Solar. And inside you will have 4 workflows. That's 99% of what the snapshot is. And the workflow that gets triggered when we provide the property address is this one, property address provided. So to repeat again, as soon as the address gets updated by CloseBot, we know that we have an address, so we can go ahead and search for it. So we run the property address provided workflow, and this workflow gets triggered by contact changed, property address has changed. So we run this when we have the address. So if you don't get, when you install Solar and you don't get the bot starting to send you images, 99.99% of the times, this workflow didn't get triggered because property address didn't change for some reason. Maybe CloseBot didn't update it. Maybe you updated the wrong field. So that's the trigger for this workflow. And then what we do is check that the property address is not empty. And if it's not empty, we do an AI off, sort of AI off. This is our own tag that supersedes AI off, and it basically blocks both AI and the user. And what we don't want to happen is during our sending of the images and the workflow, speeding them out, we don't want the user to confuse the AI by saying, okay, thank you, and things like that. So we basically don't let them respond. We hold the response until we're done with this sequence, and the sequence starts here. Let's begin with looking at your house roof and ends here. So let's see how it works. What we do here is the secret sauce. This is the API call, and basically what it does, it generates the images that we see here, both of them. So this is a custom webhook. Custom webhook means that we're reaching out to another service and bringing information. And the custom webhook is connected to our image URL. To remind you, this is one of the things that you configured. Configured here. These are those URLs. These are basically the locations of our API. So it goes there. It authenticates against RealWave with your RealWave API key. This is already filled in. You don't have to do anything. I'm just showing you how it works. And then it sends as a parameter to the API the address. And the address is the property address as collected by CloseBot and provided by the user. So that's all you need to send to the API. And as a response, Go High Level allows you to see a preview of how the response looks. As a response, the API returns how many credits you have left, whether the call was a success or not. And it fills in URLs for the images that were generated. Specifically, we care about the satellite image URL, it's this one here, and the composited annual flux URL, which is this one. So assuming that the API was called successfully, we check, make sure that it's success. If it's not success, something happened, we take care of it. We'll see in a second. If it is successful and we got the response, then if you remember, we got as a result from the API, we got the images. So now we need to save them in a custom field. So we save the images, everything that we got, all the custom fields are already ready in the snapshot. And so the information is being saved to the contact. That also means that you can go later and see this information in their contact detail. So we have the address, we have the images. All we need to do now is actually send them in a sequence to the user. And this is what you're seeing right here. And these are those sequences. Now, some people ask me why we don't have, why don't we send it through CloseBot? And the reason is very, very simple. CloseBot and other bots, they are text bots. They don't know how to send imagery. So we had to custom create how sending images look in each one of the channels. We provide in the demo built-in output for Facebook Messenger, SMS, MMS, and the chat widget. We know people tried it with WhatsApp and email, and it worked as well. Let's go into those actions and see how we go ahead and actually send the images. So we were in Facebook here, so let's assume that our channel is Facebook. We start by using a messenger action and say, let's begin at looking at your house roof. Where is it? So this is how the magic happens. Let's begin at looking at your house roof, right? We're sending it, and then we're attaching, using an attachment, the custom field that we just saved as an attachment. And this is how this image arrives directly with the message. And to do that, to add attachments, you know, if this got ruined for some reason, you just put it here, click add, and that's it. You'll get an error message because it's invalid format, because that's not a valid URL, right? But when the automation runs, this will become a valid URL, assuming the API worked. So as you saw, it does work. So we start by sending the first image. We wait a little bit. Since everything is ready in advance, it looks quite suspicious if we just spit it out. We're just like, wonk, 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 wonk. So we wait a little bit. You can play around with those numbers if you want it more quickly or less quickly. Then we send the second image. And let's add the annual sun influx. Again, and there's another attachment. We wait a little bit. And we hand back over the conversation to the AI. And we do that, just to remind you, CloseBot is still waiting here. It told us a minute before, thanks for providing the address, just a moment while we look up your property details. That's the last that CloseBot said. And it's stuck here until the user responds with something, and then it will go into priority 4. So we have to hand over the context of the conversation and ask the user, hey, can you tell us what was your last monthly bill? Can you also, you can also send a screenshot. And as soon as they reply with something, then CloseBot will start to interpret those priority and start to collect this information. And this ends right here. So we send the message, go to here, and here we unlock the user input. We remove the solar lock tag so user can type again. And last but not least, we update CloseBot with everything that we've done. Because we sent some stuff behind its back, and we're not using always aware AI. You'll see in a minute why, to support the integration with vision. So if you're not using always aware AI, you need to update CloseBot with everything you've done. And this is how CloseBot knows about all the history and everything that we send. And that's it, and the show ends. A little step back, I shared with you that if the API is successful, then we go into the yes. But if it's not successful, then we handle that by clearing the goals accomplished updating CloseBot that we couldn't find the address, unlocking the user input, and just telling the user, hey, we couldn't find it. Do you want to try another one? So it's kind of a demo reset or solution reset. In version 3, we're planning a feature to allow you to drag and drop a pin on the map, because in some areas Google Maps is not that accurate, and the address does not get translated properly to coordinates. So we know it's an issue in some countries, but we are relying on Google, and we'll have the solution by allowing you to just move things around and say, hey, that's my house, submit, and we'll take the coordinates instead of the address. But for now, at least you know that something happened and you can redirect the user, or at least handle the address not found thing. So the next thing is to provide the address. I think I'll start with manually typing the numbers, and then further down the line, I'll show you how I reset the demo and also upload a bill. So I can say, hey, my bill is $250. Let's go back to CloseBot. So it should collect my monthly power bill, and then it should ask for the monthly kilowatt hour consumption as well. Oh, it's consumption. Got it. How many kilowatt hour do you typically use each month? So I want to stop on that for a second. We've seen different clients care about different things in this process. We've had some clients ask us to just get the minimum possible, like just an estimate of the bill, and then calculate the consumption according to just assumptions and averages, so just so they can get the number as quickly as possible and move on to the next stage. So for that, you can change this workflow here, remove the consumption, and just use one of the defaults here, like the energy price per kilowatt hour. So that's an option. If you do want to have it more accurate, meaning the power bill, you get the consumption, so that means what the exact price per kilowatt hour is, then the estimate will be more accurate. But it's up to you to decide, and our API can do it with the accurate information or with the estimated information. Version 1 of Solar only did the monthly power bill, and it estimated the kilowatt hour price, and we still support that feature. But with version 2, we just support additional accuracy if you need it. So let's make it like 2000 kilowatt hour. Now, as soon as I fill in those details, there is another workflow being run, and this is the calculate kilowatt hour price. And this workflow basically feels that we changed the monthly kilowatt hour usage, that guy here, and it calculates the price per kilowatt hour accordingly. So it takes the average power bill we just provided and divides it by the price per kilowatt hour. Sorry, it divides it by the usage. So monthly bill divided by usage is your price per kilowatt hour. So it updates those figures automatically. Which of course doesn't seem that it worked, but let's give CloseBot a chance. Quick CloseBot debug session. Go high level issue, message didn't go through. Interesting. Did anybody saw see something like that before? I haven't. Um, give it one more try. Mhm. No. All right. Thank you, go high level. Let's go back here. Contacts, demo. Delete on to reset. Okay, let's try again. I can estimate for anybody? All right. So it doesn't seem like CloseBot is getting anything. So instead of making it a debug session for how to find out why CloseBot is not responding, we'll just continue with the workflows and hopefully it will wake up before our time is out. All right, so I'm going back to the automation. Real wave. We can actually use the demo here to continue. So as soon as we provided the consumption and the bill, the kilowatt hour per hour price will be calculated. And as soon as we get that, an event called bill data ready gets called. And so this is where we have the data and it just senses that the price per kilowatt hour has changed. Okay, so when we calculated the price, we divided the consumption, the bill by the consumption, we put it in there. So as soon as we do, then the system knows that we have all the financial information that we need to actually calculate what's the optimal layout. And the reason that we need this information is that the more bigger your energy bill is, the assumption is that you will need a bigger setup to compensate for the bigger energy bill. Huh. You see, it did do it eventually, but it took it like 3 minutes. That's really weird. I didn't see something like that before. So getting back here, we're actually getting to see it in live. We start by, you know, let's give it a chance to show what it did. All right, so after I provided the numbers, I get the panel configuration, which basically will match my energy bill. And I also get the proposal with the same configuration. And getting back here to the workflow. So as soon as the user types their information, we lock the user input again. And then we make two API calls. The first one is to generate the panel configuration image. That's that. We give it all the details. We get the result back. Then we go ahead and generate the solar report. And that's the report that gets generated here. And for the solar report, there are quite a few parameters that go into it, because this is where you want to really customize the look and feel and the content to your needs. So we send quite a few things. Of course, the address that we want to generate a report to, and the lead name, so we can plug it in here, and the organization name, so we can plug it here, and your URL, so we can plug the image right here. Then we're passing all of the information we set in the custom values on installation. And specifically the energy price per kilowatt hour. This is where you decide if you want to send it as custom value and just the default value, or in our case, we're actually sending it from the contact monthly kilowatt hour usage. So we're actually sending the correct personalized number for them. It's up to you here to send whatever you want. We're just taking the parameters and processing them. And last but not least, you provide the template URL. And template is basically the HTML template for this report. We provide a default template that you see right here. So if you don't do anything, this is the template you will get. But if you wanted to, you can take and change it or create your own, and we'll see in a second how it works. Then as a response, you get the URL of the report. By the way, the domain for the report, you can also control it. And you have, as part of the parameters, that you can send a PDF. There's a file server subdomain, so you can enter your own subdomain, and it will not look anything related to RealWave. So again, system generates the panel config, generates the solar report, makes sure that it was generated successfully. And if it was, it saves the report to a custom field. So you have access to the report that your client got and the images that they got. We wait a little bit just because it's sometimes too quick. And similarly to before, depending on the channel, we just go ahead and send all of the good stuff. We start with sending the panel configuration, this guy here. We wait a little bit, and then we send the solar proposal. It's the URL, and that's right here. And again, we hand it over back to the AI to schedule an appointment. The reason we do that is that following providing the monthly bill and the consumption, we want to jump forward to priority 6, which is the booking. It doesn't have to be booking. You can be whatever you want. So, after priority 5, when the information was given to the user, you can continue to whatever you feel is appropriate for your scenario, or switch a bot or collect more information. It's completely up to you. And this is where basically the demo ends. We update CloseBot with all the information which you just sent through it. We unlock the user input. Optionally, we can email the report to the lead. Not everybody wants to do that. Some want to keep it more teaser friendly. We have an internal lead notification. This is where I'm sending myself a lead notification. And then we add a tag of solar lead. Again, these parts are for my own demo purposes. When someone runs a demo, I want to get notified. And that's basically 99% of what Solar API is. It's those 2 workflows that get interjected when an address gets provided and when we have the power bill, and 2 small calculation workflows. Now, last but not least, I wanted to show you how Vision works and allows your lead to get a bill scan instead of the actual power bill. Instead of running a reset, just to be more quick, I'll just go ahead and delete my contact. This. And now all I want to get a sample bill. Yeah, that's a good one. By the way, speaking of bills, we're using a very sophisticated and finely tuned energy bill reader. Since it's not OCR. OCR depends on us knowing the exact locations of things and configuring it to know like a gazillion different types of bills. We use AI to do the extraction, so we can also, get information out of stuff like that. People send all kinds of weird stuff. And of course, if it's too blurry for a person to see, AI won't be able to help you. But if there's any clarity to the bill, we can read it pretty good. So how can I get an estimate? And in the meanwhile, I'll show you how vision works. So to make vision work, we made a slight change into the CloseBot process message workflow. And by the way, because of this change, we can't really use the always aware AI because we're playing a little bit with its memory. But it's really, really simple and powerful. So this is the process message. Nothing change here, bot on off. I have a reset switch again for my demo. So if someone sends resets, we just clear their fields. Probably will not be in a real production environment. And then we get to send message. And then in send message, we prepare vision to get ready. We clear some of the fields it's using. We obtain the data that vision needs about the attachment that the user provided. And then we figure out if the user sent text or attachment. That's exactly the stage where we are at now. We can type, $250 bill, or I can go ahead and drag, it could actually be a PDF or an image, whatever you want to. You can just send 2 pictures. And then when this happens, the branch here feels that we don't have text. So it doesn't send it to CloseBot. It feels that we have an attachment. And then it says, thanks, please give me a minute to review the bill. It's exactly that here. And then it sends it using everybody who bought Solar gets free access, not free, like built-in access, sorry, it's not free, to our Vision API inside Google Solar. And what it did, it extracted the information from the report, right? It sent it to us so we can see the response. And then here's the trick. We plugged it directly to CloseBot. So the message we're sending CloseBot is the result from the API. It's this. So when CloseBot gets it, it automatically jumps over to the next priority or priorities and tries to fill in the monthly power bill and the consumption from the information it got. And as you can see, it did that and jumped directly forward with the process. So it took me all the way because we took the result from Vision, we plugged it into CloseBot, and then the process automatically continued. And it's so powerful and so simple. Basically, if it's an attachment, analyze it, get the result back, save it, push it to CloseBot, and go to here, which is standard follow-up. That's all. That's everything. And these are debug messages. So if it's an attachment, send to Vision. If it's not, let the user play with CloseBot directly. Anyway, it works either way. And that's a very, very easy way to have the users send their bill. We support PNG, JPEG, WebP, and PDFs up to 5 pages in this version. So if someone sends you a PDF with more than 5 pages, we'll just cut it after the 5th page. Also up to 5 images per send. So, you saw me dragging 2 pictures here. We can do up to 5. If needed, we may improve it in the future, but that's the current limit. So that's the integration of Vision into Solar. One little thing, Facebook Messenger works great with dragging and drop files. SMS is okay. The reason I'm saying is okay, that depending on your SMS provider, some limit the size of attachments. So if you have a limited attachment size and someone sends a big PDF, they'll get an error that they can send it. Make sure that your SMS provider, what their policy is on attachments, and many of them have, like in Go High Level, when you can start with 100 a day and then you can grow to bigger sizes. I think they can ramp you up with bigger and bigger attachment sizes. So SMS possible, just need to make sure you're good. Web chat can display information, but they don't support uploading documents directly through the web chat. So it doesn't work right out of the box with updating, but WhatsApp, email, all the rest works just fine. The last thing I wanted to show you before we leave a few minutes for question and answers is the custom report, which I mentioned, but we didn't see how it looks. So let's go back to RealWave Solar and go to Build Data Ready. Generate Solar report. So when we generate a Solar report, the parameter here shows us which template we're using. And if I just go ahead and type the URL here, that's basically the HTML for the report. Oops, I didn't want that. Let's open the report here. So this is basically the HTML for this page. It's all open. You can take it, give it to your designer, or if you like to dig around HTML, you can also change it. And you can see that it includes, for example, 20-year utility bill. That's right here, right? And then for each one of them, there's a placeholder. So our API will take your HTML or ours, and it will go through and scan through it, and it will replace all the placeholders with the correct information. Now, if you want to change just a little bit, move things around, it's easy. You can, find, replace, save it back, and upload it. But if you want to design your own thing with your own, even your own calculations that we don't do, then fear not, because we've created the perfect report guide for you. And this shows you all of the parameters that you can send to the custom report. And when you use your own custom template, this is the example of the HTML I just showed you right here. So you can take it and change it. And we created a full documentation of all the custom template field that you can use inside it. So where is it? Sorry, that didn't work as expected. Template field documentation, there it is. So basically that's a database of all of the fields that you can use. Address, organization name, lead name, of course. Your field, you can add your own custom fields and custom values into the report, even if we didn't think about them. So you can run your own calculations and plug them in. This is your hook to basically do whatever you want, even if we didn't think about a calculation. If you want to do different calculations, if you want to display something completely different, that's your key to put whatever you want in there. And just below, these are all the fields that we support and calculate for you, like the roof statistics, the actual images, the solar statistics of the site, the information about the sample installation, about the maximum installation, about the financials, and the fields that we calculate. So you can use all of these to build your template and make it as elaborate or as teasery as possible. And what we'll do, we'll take the HTML, we'll take all the parameters, plug them in, and generate a PDF for you. So we have just 5 more minutes, and I want to give you a chance to ask questions. Sorry, I took over most of the conversation. So anybody wants to ask, comment? All right, that's good, I guess. So you're welcome to go into our resource page and download the snapshot and play with it. Reach out to us if you have any questions. And yeah, let us know.
I've got a question, Ofer.
Yeah.
So if the PDF that's generated, if you do set up the appointment, you book the appointment, you go through, and there's some refining of some of the parameters and new calculation that needs to be made. How is there a way that you would be able to quickly put in that new information and basically generate a new or revised PDF?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just an API call, so you can create, for example, duplicate this workflow and create a post-meeting workflow. Just update those fields in the create those custom fields in the contact and just run it manually. We have, for example, a test workflow here that you can run each one of those APIs separately. So not a problem at all.
Got it.
And you can even create one version, one template for maybe the bot, which is more limited, teasery nature, and then maybe a fuller one after the meeting. So again, up to you.
Good idea. Thank you. Incredible amount of work. Yeah, it's very complete.
Thank you. Any more questions? I see there is a chat here. Sorry, I'll take a look at the chat and see if there are any questions in chat, or is it all the... Okay, so I'm going to through the is the website included in the GHL snapshot? No, it's not. You don't need to be included. It's just the default Solar website in GHL. So go to the website, create website. You have templates, pick Solar, next, and it's done. I spent literally 1 minute creating the website. How much is the RealWave Solar subscription? Great question. We have 2 plans, one for $80 a month and one for $200 a month. The 80 is for about 70 reports, and the $200 a month is about 200 reports. And I'm saying about because you get charged by credit according to how much API calls you made. So if someone just gets the images and they don't provide their Solar bill, then you don't pay for generating the reports. And we heavily documented this question here. So for each one of those endpoints, there is a full breakdown of how pricing works. So this costs 4 credits. 5 credits is $1. So that would be like 80 cents. And we say about $1 because we've seen that that's the average. It's somewhere between 60 cents and $1.20, depending on how much the user is using. So that's regarding the subscription. Yeah, I'll be sharing the recording. Thank you. once you're on the phone with Clara, is there some parameters that need to be changed? I think we just discussed that. Can I have the link for RealWave Solar subscription? Yeah, I'll send it to everybody right away. Has anyone requested the ability to door knock campaign? I'm not sure I understand what it means. Maybe we'll chat later. Can we use WhatsApp? Definitely. I know some people is using it. Could the website be included in the GHA snapshot? I'll check. I'm not sure that the websites gets transferred. Never tried. If it is, I don't mind adding it in there. Actually, it's already in there, so I just need to refresh the snapshot. And if the snapshot includes the website, it should be there.